fight on, men and women of blue and white, fight on with all your very might. Horseheads high is our battle cry. Fight, horseheads, fight. Keep up the courage to keep goals in sight. Fight, horseheads, fight. For a horizon that is bright. Keep fighting, old, white, and blue. Shall ever walk a path that's straight and true. Raise your head up to the sky for horseheads high. With a final score of 31-0. We did it. Well, I was a person in the stands watching the game. I didn't do anything. My Horseheads Blue Raiders defeated the Vestal Golden Bears. And for the first time in 26 years, Horseheads is now a Section 4 champion in football. They've been playing Section 4 champions in other sports with Horseheads, but not in 26 years. There's a lot to unravel, so one moment, please. Put that. By the way, if the camera looks a little more elevated, it's because it's on top of a charger right now because somehow my phone lost battery, so hopefully it stays balanced long enough for me to get this done. And it's charging. Also, look what I got. It's a seat cushion. It's very comfortable too. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use it from now on. This has made the chair much more comfy. So pretty easy to guess what my high is. Was there anything I consider my low? Well, it was pretty cold out yesterday, and every time I go out in the winter, I remember to dress warmly. You know what I always forget to bring? Gloves. I always forget to bring that. So I keep my hands in my pocket, whatever, I'm trying to make sure that everything stays warm and everything. I guess this doesn't really count as a low, but after the game, I thought there'd be a lot of people heading over to Nick's Pub and Grill for a celebration, particularly the coaching staff, but they didn't show up. But you know what? That's fine. I mean, after last night, they deserve to do whatever they want. I'm not going to argue with that. And my act of kindness. Actually, you know what? I got, hold on, unfortunately, I'm sitting on top of it. Hold on. Oh. The seat cushion I just showed you. Hold on. Yeah, I actually got two of these. One for me and one for my dad, because he was at the game last night. This is actually quite comfortable. I might have to use this from now on. This is cool. So, it was funny. Now there are more people who know that I give out the Blue Hammer Award, so people are telling. So, during the game, I'm trying to think of who deserves this, and there's a few contenders for sure. Once again, 26, he did his thing. Number 9, he had 2 touchdowns that proved he's an absolute unit. And number 4, the quarterback, outstanding play. He did exactly what any good quarterback should do. But after giving this some thought, this is the first Section 4 title Horseheads has won in 26 years. This isn't go to one person. This goes to everyone on that team. For the life of me, I can't think of a group of people more deserving of not just a simple Blue Hammer Award, but for finally doing what took 26 years to do. Having been on at least 2 of those 26 teams, actually it was 2 of those 26 teams that couldn't win the Section 4 title, it just brings a tear to my eye. And it kind of bet me, I'm sure some of you guys question, why did it take so long to do that? Well, there's a number of factors, really. I mean, for starters, Horseheads has always had an uphill battle in terms of like physical size and strength whenever it came to contact sports, specifically against the Binghamton area schools. You know, Binghamton, Vestal, Union Endicott. To put things into reference, on average, a decent big guy, like a lineman, that has a pretty solid understanding of both strength and speed, as well as, height. You're looking at about somebody who weighs 200 pounds, give or take. And keep in mind, I am keeping it for the sake of, they know how to use it as well. And I'll get to that in a second. On the flip side of that, you have schools like Vestal and Union Endicott, who their average big guy is average, bare minimum, 225, 250. So they're naturally bigger than we are. And only in the most recent years has Horseheads really caught up to that, is clearly evident from last night. And remember when I talked last Friday about how I sucked at football and what I could have done differently? That's actually another reason why Horseheads really was never able to do it. Like, let's say for the sake of argument that I actually did what I said I should have done. Like, I worked out, I became a workout warrior, I ate a lot better, worked out a lot more, made a lot more better choices, not just on the field, but off the field. At the end of the day, I'm just one person. Football is a team sport, and absolutely every single cog in this machine has to function properly. And back when I was at Horseheads, for every guy like me who really did work hard and train and try and condition himself, you had at least 3 who, couldn't. In fact, I mentioned earlier how, presuming that said athlete would know how to move their weight around, like, you can't just, this is actually true. There was one teammate I had. He actually was kind of a jerk in the grand scheme of things, but I'm not going to name names anyway, so who cares? He weighed 300 pounds. And when everyone's saying, oh man, he weighs like 300 pounds, no one's going to beat him. Like, no one's going to beat him. He's going to be great for us. Just because you weigh 300 pounds, being that heavy and knowing how to use it are 2 completely different things. Full disclosure, like, one of the reasons why I do say I sucked is because, and keep in mind, I did bring some of this upon myself. One particular coach really didn't like me. In fact, it became pretty evident that I was in better shape than a lot of the guys this coach would start over me. And due to stubbornness, he still wouldn't. And as you guessed it, some of those guys were, on the whole, much bigger than I was in terms of weight, but they couldn't really move it around. I mean, don't get me wrong, they had strength to them, sure. But, you know what, it's just like in Dragon Ball Z. When future Trunks tried to fight Perfect Cell, he thought he could do it with pure power. And you can't do that. Just because you're stronger than the other guy, if you can't touch them, that doesn't do you any good. It's actually one of the reasons why, I lost all that weight, because, listen, I'm ashamed I was even that big. Not that big, but, well, sort of. Point is, like, there's no reason, unless you really do want to go professional, and I'll get to that in a second, there really isn't much of a reason to be that big. Or if you are going to be that big, you need to work on being able to move it around. Train, condition, People always say, get in the gym and lift weights, get in the weight room. That's true. But, what also helps? Good old-fashioned cardio. You know how I lost all this weight? is because I busted my ass working out twice a day, going on long runs. And trust me, it wasn't easy. It took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears for me to look like this. In fact, it got to the point where it was so bad that I needed to go get help. So, I can tell you, by the time I got to my actual peak, I was in my late 20s doing, running marathons. And it was all because I made better choices in terms of what I ate, how I slept, what I did, what time I went to bed, all that stuff. And unfortunately, high schoolers don't tend to really do that, no matter where you go. It's just, some schools just happen to do that better than others. And for the last 26 years, that's kind of how it was. I mean, yeah, when I played for Horseheads, we had a good group of guys. But a good group of guys versus a good group of bigger guys, the odds are kind of stacked against us. And on top of that, I absolutely need to 100% give a whole lot of praise to the coaching staff. Because I mentioned earlier, full disclosure, the coach I had back when I played, he really wasn't very good. His stubbornness is one of his many problems. Which kind of baffles my mind that he somehow got into the Hall of Fame at homecoming, but that's besides the point. Fun fact about the coach of Horseheads, I've literally known him since I was in 7th grade. I did modified track, and he was the assistant. He was brand spanking new. He was the assistant track coach, and this is his first. I think it was his first job out of college or something. And he was from Elmira, so he's a local guy. And he just stuck with Horseheads for all those years. He was actually my assistant coach when I did JV. And honestly, I can't think of a more deserving person to finally bring, Horseheads its first Section 4 title. I really can't. So, on the very slim chance he's watching this, congratulations. At this point, and I think this is the problem that a lot of teams who win sectionals come to face, unless they know better. We really don't know where to go from here. Yeah, we're in the state tournament now, and we play some school called Whitesboro from Section 3. I don't know where they're ranked in the state, or I don't really know much about them. But usually after, and this was actually like this back when I was in school for Horseheads, whoever won sectionals lost in the first round. For reference, Section 4 always plays Section 3. I mentioned Section 4 is, Corning, Elmira, Horseheads, the Binghamton area schools I just mentioned earlier. Section 3 is Syracuse. A legit bigger inner city. And, well, not Syracuse itself, but there's a lot of Syracuse area schools. And their athletes are usually just as big, if not bigger, than, the Binghamton area schools I mentioned earlier. At least back when I was there. So it's tough to say for sure what's next for Horseheads. But no matter what happens, I think I speak for everyone from Horseheads, whoever graduated from Horseheads, when I say thank you. I really can't think of a group of people more deserving of all the hard work and dedication to Horseheads getting where it is now. Should you somehow lose in your game on Friday night, yeah, that'd be bad, but that won't take away how proud everyone from Horseheads is of you guys. So, if any players from Horseheads are watching this, take some time, enjoy yourselves, celebrate a little, but be smart about it. You know, you guys are still in school, and I presume you still have homework to do. And just continue to do what you're doing, because this is special. Again, this Blue Hammer Award doesn't go to just one person. This goes to that entire team, because they earned this award and a whole lot more. And I can't help but be happy about that. You know, I said earlier, well, I alluded to this earlier, it takes a whole lot of good things coming together to make something special happen. You know, outside of this, I actually work in flooring, sales specifically. And anyone who works in building a home, whether it's flooring, roofing, fencing, siding, whatever, they will tell you can't build a house without a good foundation. And you can't make a good football team without a good group of very smart, like-minded people who are dedicated to their craft and really want to work hard. Like, that's the foundation you need. And that's not to say that Horseheads never had that. It really doesn't. In fact, my junior year, we lost in the Section 4 title game. And every time we ever lost, because my father would watch the games, I mean, I knew what would happen because obviously, you know, I was on the field, sidelines really, because again, the coach wouldn't let me play. And I saw the score, but I'd always ask my Dad, why did we lose? And when it came to the Section 4 game, Section 4 title game my junior year against Union Endicott, my dad said they were just a better team. And that's usually how it's always been. Well, last night, Horseheads was the better team. Outright. You know, 31-0. That's literally 1 point for every year that Horseheads didn't win a Section 4 title. With interest. With the current market bearing interest, of course. So I and a whole lot of people from Horseheads will be forever grateful for this. To the gentlemen, players, and coaching staff on the Horseheads football team, now and forever, you are Section 4 champions. And in the words of Bill Parcells, from now on, don't ever let anyone tell you that you couldn't do it, because you did. I hope y'all like this video. If you don't like it, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. And as always, I'm very humble in this video for all of you guys who are watching. Enjoy today, and hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Saturday. Oh, happy Saturday, folks. And remember, if you guys want to talk, channel is here to lend and always your back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby. Go Raiders.